Disclaimer: the podcast contains adult themes, adult dialogues, and spoilers. Our opinions are just that, opinions. We're not bashing any of the creators we discuss, and we are not bashing you if you perceive things differently than us. Listeners and viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Story and Things. We are a storytelling podcast. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli.
And we are going to be continuing You. We're going to talk about season 2 now, since we already did season 1, and we're prepping for season 3, which I know you're I know Cheli is super excited to talk about season.
I just have nothing to say about it at this point.
You literally said when we were in the bathroom getting...
No, I can talk about season 2. I can talk about season 2. It's just
what is there
if
left
you don't have
say?
Anything nice to say, then I just won't say it.
Really? Is that how you feel?
About season 2?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you prefer it more than season 1?
Yes.
Okay. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, so this is going to be a wine and watch.
Yay. What are you drinking?
Water.
I'm drinking electrolyte.
Electrolytes. So basically, we're just going to be bitching the whole time.
Yeah, I
mean...
mean...
We'll say some good things.
A few. I had a few. Actually... Okay, well, I'll try to squeeze one in there.
Squeeze one in there. I'll think of something.
Okay, but let me just explain the entirety of this season in a nutshell. So we are back with our boy Joe Goldberg,
our boy,
who,
our
remember,
Cancer.
At the end of season 1, he killed his true love. He killed Beck.
Oh.
And,
didn't see that coming.
He had to. He had to. It was just getting too much. And she just didn't understand
what he was doing.
The love. Because she was turned off by him being kind of like a murderer. So, I mean, I get it. But he ends up ditching his life that he had in New York. And he moves to LA, where he takes on the name... Will
Bettelheim.
But
the reason why he moves to LA is because Candace shows up.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
She shows up in New York and she's like, you did it again, didn't you? And she's pretty much threatening him because she had tried to go to the police when he hurt her, but nothing came of it. So now she decided that revenge is better.
It's her life.
She wants him to feel as afraid as he made her feel.
Yeah, and, he gets away from it. He moves to the place where people would least suspect him to be.
LA.
And he takes on this new persona of Will Bettelheim, which is not great because he actually takes the name from someone who was going to give him a fake passport. And he takes on this guy's troubles, too. Yeah. So he's just always met with troubles, But honestly...
boy is always messing things up.
Honestly, I'm going to skip forward because none of that really matters to me. All that matters is he wants to start fresh and not fall in love anymore.
Yeah, he's over love.
Yeah, he's over it.
Until he actually meets love.
So he moves into this apartment complex where he meets the apartment manager, Delilah, and little sister, Ellie, and is already having his savior complex. I need to take care of them.
Because Ellie and Delilah are bickering. Yeah. And Delilah's just like, oh my God, teenagers. And so he's like, oh, Ellie, I gotta take care of Ellie.
I gotta take care of Ellie for you. And take care of her too, because she's so young and taking care of an apartment complex. Yeah. But then he gets a job at this marketplace bookstore. It's a little bit of everything.
It's like a cafe bookstore.
Yeah. And falls in love with the boss there, which her name is Love Quinn.
The chef.
And he is completely in love with her, but is like, no, I'm not going to let this happen again. So you know what? I'm just not going to do anything about it. And so him not doing anything about it is him trying to get closer to her as friends, which he doesn't know how to do that. And while all this is going on too, there's just so much else going on. There's a famous comedian whose name is Henderson, Hendy, who is hurting young girls. And, Delilah and Emma are part of... Oh, sorry. Delilah and Emmy.
Ellie.
Hello? I said it twice. I just said it differently. Delilah and E. Delilah and Ellie are kind of in this situation. And him having that savior complex, he's like, I gotta save them from this. So,
because Ellie is hanging around Hendy a little bit too much. And Delilah's like, no, don't do it, because she had a really traumatic experience with him.
But then the girl that Joe loves, Will Bettelheim.
You said the girl that he loves.
Yeah, the girl that Will loves, which is Love, his brother is friends with Henderson.
Right.
So like everyone is connected to this Henderson guy who is a horrible guy. So you know what? He just wanted Henderson to admit his faults. But sometimes you just can't help. The murder comes to you.
Exactly.
The murder comes to you.
When he ties Hendy down in his own playroom, Hendy has this moment where he's like, well, I mean, I messed up, but obviously you're also messed up. So we can kind of connect to having horrible childhoods. I know you've had a horrible childhood.
And Joe will.
Say Joe.
Joe breaks apart and he's just like, I'm not you. I'll never be you.
He takes off his mask.
Yeah, he takes off his mask and kills Henderson. And from this, just like, I mean, he's going back to his old patterns. And he wants to be a better person for Love, but he can't do this without, like, you know, kind of taking the reins, doing things in the shadow to make people's lives better. And with...
like Batman.
Yeah. So with Love, he does end up dating her and falls in love with her. And
she is a super sweet character.
She's really
super sweet. Like, she's really helpful with other people.
She has a twin brother named 40 whose life is kind of a mess, but she really supports him in everything that he does.
She has to be the one to take care of him. So Candace shows up in the picture again. And Candace is messing around with 40. And it doesn't really matter how she found Joe. It doesn't matter. She finds Joe again. And so she's trying to infiltrate, right? But her reasoning is that she's trying to save this family from Joe.
Yeah.
And even Joe's like, what are you doing here? In a weird way, she doesn't, I don't know. Like, her character is kind of weird because I feel for her because she is traumatized. And she even has this moment where she looks like she's still scared of Joe.
Yeah.
Because he tries to hug her or he tries to do something like go.
And it triggers her.
So she is terrified of him. But at the same time, she really wants to get back at him for what he did to her. So she's there and she's, you know, playing this part of 40's girlfriend. But
in order to protect 40 and Love. But yeah, she does not last.
Because Love is super protective of 40.
Yes.
So of course she hired a private investigator to follow. Of course. Again, she follows Candace, which she finds out that her name is Candace. She finds out all of her real information and then she confronts her. But then Candace tells her, no, you don't understand. I'm only here because I used to be Joe's girlfriend.
The one that he tried to kill.
Yeah, and he did kill Beck. Here's her book. Read it. You'll know everything just by reading the book. And Love is just... she doesn't really accept it when in front of her. She's just like, no, like, just get out.
Yeah.
After that situation with Candace and Love, Love does break up with Joe because she says that she values truth and honesty above everything else. So she tells him, you should have just told me the truth.
So Delilah, the apartment manager, ends up figuring out that, you know, Joe's done a little bit of murdering here and there.
Because of Henderson.
Yeah, because of Henderson. And also she finds like the glass cage that he created in order to hold people in there, like a holding cell. And I mean, Joe can't let her out because now she knows. So he traps her without the intention of wanting to kill her.
Because he doesn't want to kill her.
No, because he actually likes her as a person. So he...
it's not just because of her, too. It's because of Ellie. That's all Ellie has. So he's like, I can't kill her because Ellie will be alone.
Yeah. So he has this episode with 40 where he takes a lot of acid because they're trying to write the story of Beck's life, which is like kind of...
I don't really understand why. 40's just trying to be a script writer, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, he was super intrigued by Beck's book.
It's because Candace introduced it.
Oh, you're right. It was Candace.
Yeah, Candace introduced it. And so they get very, very high or, you know, drugged out. And when they come down from this high... Joe notices that he sees blood on his hands and he doesn't know if that's like...
he killed somebody during his high.
Or not. And it, like during his high, he was also forgave Love or they forgave each other. And he's over here writing the script too. He's doing this, he's doing that.
But he's also planning on leaving because what he had done was he put handcuffs on Delilah's wrist and it had a timer on them. So... I think he put it to 16 hours. So when he got really high, he kept thinking like, oh, I have to go and change the time, I'm assuming. I don't know what he was wanting to do with the handcuffs.
Yeah.
Because he was planning on leaving LA.
He was planning on leaving, but by the end of it, he really, like, when him and Love got back together, he's like, I'm going to go back there and talk to her and try to get her to
They don't
not
get back
talk.
together.
No, when they got back together, like, after they talked when he was drugged out, his plan was to go back to Delilah and to kind of, like, make it work.
I guess they kind of made up, but he was still planning on leaving. Remember, Love was like, well, I want us to have a conversation before you go.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
She wanted to have lunch or something.
But after the drugs wore off, Delilah was dead. And
he was like, damn.
He assumed that he had done it.
When he's in the cage with Delilah, Candace shows up. And Candace locks him in there, in the cage. And I think she takes his phone. And she's texting Love. We can discuss this later. But she texts Love the address. And she's like, you need to come over here right now. So Love shows up. And Love sees both Delilah dead and Joe next to the body. And Candace is like, see, look, he did it again. I told you, he's a monster. And
isn't it kind of funny that Candace was like, I just wanted to show you. I'll call the police.
Yeah, but she didn't call the police. And that's when it's revealed that Love is the one who killed Delilah because she kills Candace right there.
Yeah, she kills Candace.
No hesitation.
And then is like, you know, I did it because I love you. And can you see in Joe's eyes where he's kind of like, oh, she's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, you killed too. Shut up.
Yeah.
But the story ends with she ends up being pregnant. Mm-hmm. So there's now a reason for him to stay in that relationship. And he does seem a little, you know, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. But at the very end, because all of these deaths are kind of following him now, like the death of Henderson, the death of Delilah, everyone thinks that he did it. Mm-hmm. And there's a police officer that has been trailing this investigation for a while. But due to a situation that was out of context, because 40 was holding a gun at Joe, because 40 had figured everything out.
Yeah, he figured that Joe was Beck's ex and that he killed her.
Yeah, due to this, the police thought 40 was a threat. Yeah. And ended up shooting 40.
So he's dead.
And Love and Joe made it. They moved, ready to start a home life. And at the very end of season 2, can you tell me what happens?
At the end of season 2, they're moving into this house. It's a really nice neighborhood, like really, really nice. And then he notices his neighbor, and she's just sitting there with a book in hand. And he's like, oh, hello, you. And then roll the credits. I thought this was going to be the end. Like, okay, so I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's never going to end. He's just always crazy. He's just always going to be obsessed with somebody new.
But okay, season 2. Now we can whine. That's all of it. If you want to watch it, go ahead. We talked about it so unenthusiastically. It's like, yeah, Joe did shit. He's killing again. But I mean,
there's like no inflection in our voices.
I'm sorry. With shows like this, nothing happens. Nothing ever happens. And a lot happens.
But
nothing. It's like telenovelas, how they're like 500 episodes long.
Telenovelas are just, they're so long for no reason.
Yeah, that's what this show felt like to me at some points. Mm-hmm. I feel like season 2 did a better job of like adding more character to our characters. Uh-huh. But overall, like, I feel like nothing changed. Mm. Like, you could have told me that whole story in one episode.
Maybe.
And I would not have cared. But after watching season 2 for the first time, how did you feel?
I loved it. Well, oh my God. Victoria Pedretti? Is that how you say her last name? Whatever, I don't know.
Who?
I'm obsessed with her as an actress.
Love?
The one who plays Love, yeah. I just love watching her. Yeah, I love Love. No, I just love watching her. So when I saw that she was the lead, I was like, oh, hell yeah. But then I was scared because I was like, she better not fucking die. So I was just glad that she didn't die at the end. Thank God.
So that's why you like her so much.
Yeah. When the twist was revealed, I knew there was a twist because I didn't see it as soon as it came out in fucking Twitter. Twitter posted a screenshot or a screen cap? Whatever.
Yeah.
They posted a screenshot of her looking at Joe when she reveals to him that she was the one who killed Delilah.
And you saw the stare.
I saw the way that she was looking at him and I was like, well, damn. Maybe. But then I thought he was going to kill her. But he didn't. So.
I kind of like. Oh, well, first let me tell you my overall thoughts.
Yeah. How'd you feel when you finished season 2?
I just don't feel. Like, I don't feel anymore. It's been a while since I felt anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm just numb.
Mood. Okay. I love that for
I
you.
just, like, I hate that it's going to continue. I just wish it would have ended there. I wish that she would have been crazy and he would have died. And then it's like, damn, is this what I do to people?
She is crazy.
No, but I wish that he would have been killed. Just so that it can end.
I'm hoping that that's how season 3 ends.
Oh my God. And doesn't it feel, oh my God, this is kind of getting dark. Doesn't it feel like a lot of people get away with murder? Like, yeah.
Well, we didn't mention it, but Love's family has a lot of fucking money. So they can bury shit really well. So, I mean, maybe they're just killing people and
left and right.
And it's fine. No big deal.
Oh my gosh. They have money. I just can't. I can't. It, like, the show, season 2 felt like something that I would watch. Like, I would have picked it up for me, would have watched it once and not again. But season 1 didn't. So as a whole, not my cup of tea.
Okay, but before we whine about the details, what is it about season 1, comparing it to season 2, what was it that you really did not like season 1?
Because you didn't learn anything about the character and why he was the way he was. I know that it was just kind of like a satire about, like, social media and all, killers too, like their way of thinking, their way of, like, justifying,
rationalizing everything.
Yeah, so I just wasn't into it. I feel like season 2 got more into the characters, which I thought was interesting because you do learn that, you know, he had a shitty childhood. He had a not so great mom and horrible dad.
Yeah, his first kill was his dad.
Don't forget your first.
Love that for him. God, go with the bang, you know.
He was so much more well crafted as a character in the second one. So I do appreciate the second one a little more for that. Do you want to start whining?
Maybe you should start whining. No, you know what? I'll start. My first whine is Candace. Listen, I get it. I understand. We all want a little revenge sometimes. But it just bothers me that she survived and yet she's gonna flock a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, why would you test your luck if you know he tried to kill you and then he killed Beck?
Yeah. I would not make myself public. I would bring it to the police as often as I could and just maybe follow it from a distance, but I would not want to see him again.
No, I'd be scared.
Yeah, you don't know what he's capable. Well, you do know what he's capable of, so you wouldn't want to be around him. I didn't really like Candace as a character. I don't think she was...
Amy Adam, love her.
I don't think she was a good character. Which I understand what they were going for with her. I'll be very honest with you. I kind of miss Beck. I kind of miss her.
I don't.
Really? I felt like she was a better character than Candace.
I guess.
I wish that she would have somehow survived in order to, like, get him in jail. You know?
I guess.
But if I had a complaint about something, I don't know if it's really a complaint. I don't know if it's a complaint. Oh my God. Is this just a read or a watch? It's not a wine and watch.
It's just a watch.
How do you feel about the fact that, because he had stole the name Will Bettelheim from a guy, and a guy who he kept caged for a really long time, and then ended up setting this guy free?
I was shocked. I didn't think he was going to set him free, but his reasoning for setting him free was that I have to be a better man for love. So he did it because he thought letting him go would make up for the killings that he has done in the past. Yeah. I did like that he let him go. Although as a character and who he was, I'm surprised that he wasn't even more paranoid. Yeah, I thought he would be. He was for a bit, but remember he received a postcard. yeah, and then he even called him. Yeah. Like he called him and he was with his fiance, right? Yeah. Yeah, so. But I liked that. I was like, okay. Oh, I hate the cringiness of everything. You know what thing just like killed me? Just here. The wolf you, isn't it? It's the fucking wolf you. I hate that. That's such like... But I get it. I'm just kidding. That's such like... I know. When that happened, I literally paused. I had to pause. I can't. That like hurts me. And the fact that they kept saying it like the next day. He's like, hey, I wolf you. It's like, shut up. Shut up. You couldn't even deal with a real wolf. Oh my God. No, yeah. That part was so cringy.
That's the equivalent of him and Beck's everything ship.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's just a cringy lover.
He likes to like romanticize everything. I thought it was kind of funny and cringy how like when he met Love for the first time, he's like, my name's Love, and he's like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Because he was having like a monologue, right? Like, I'm never gonna fall in love again.
I'm never gonna find love.
Oh,
yeah, my name's Love.
And he was like, god damn it. But then it's revealed that he was already watching her before that. So it's a little confusing.
It is a little confusing.
I don't really understand that.
He's just thinks everything through a lot. I kind of hate, not kind of, I really hate that he's just like a public masturbator.
I know. It's like disgusting.
That's a crime.
Sir, that's disgusting.
That's disgusting. You're at work. I clean those tables. Like, that's disgusting.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, where he like imagines things. Oh,
or he imagines that him and Love are having a thing, but they weren't even friends at this point.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sir, this is a crazy. Wendy's.
I know. Please. Oh my gosh.
What did you think about Love's friends?
They were irrelevant to me.
Irrelevant. No thoughts.
No.
I feel
she hangs around people that are like bubbly.
Yeah. And I think are generally good people, or at least have good intentions. Oh,
how did you feel about her friend that took Joe and did the rock and the needles to him?
Oh, that part was sad because he triggered something in him.
Oh my god.
he triggered a memory, right?
It was just a lot to take in because he's like, I'll never love myself. And the guy's like, damn, I didn't even take out the real needles. It's just like clothespins.
And then the guy, because at this point, Joe and Love were broken up. And the guy, Love's friend, was like, yeah, bro, all you need is to love yourself. And it's like, okay.
Oh my God, you're right.
I mean, true.
Love yourself. Go drink some celery juice.
And then he got sick.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ugh.
I just don't. I just hate that throughout all of this, Joe didn't learn anything.
He's not gonna learn anything. What pissed me off, for real, which it doesn't surprise me, but it genuinely pissed me off that when Love was revealed to be also psychotic, he was like, she's a monster.
Yeah.
It's because he's seeing himself in her, and he does not love himself. So when he sees her, he's seeing himself, so he's like, she doesn't do it for all the right reasons. Yeah, because I do.
He doesn't know how to rationalize why she does it. Because, I mean, she killed Delilah, and to her, that was justified. Yeah. But to him, it's like, oh my God, why would you do that?
And then I don't know if it was her first kill, but she killed 40's, like what was she?
What?
Remember the lady that was hanging around 40 and
I didn't get that part. Was it like an older lady that was...
I think she was just hanging around him.
And drugging him.
And I think so. And he was like 14, right? And so Love pretty much killed her and then put the knife in 40's hand.
You know, for someone who loves her brother so much, like, damn.
Damn, what a trauma.
Because she knew that the family would coddle and protect him. But probably not do the same for her.
Because her family preferred him. Yeah. They loved 40. Yeah. And even though he's a grown man, when Love didn't stop him from taking drugs or whatever he was doing, they were like, how dare you not watch over him? That's your only job. It's like, damn, shut up.
But 40 was kind of toxic too. You know, I get it that, you know, you're living kind of as a child, a little bit. But the fact that he drugged freaking Joe. I'm not saying Joe's a good person.
No. But I mean, at this point, he didn't know how bad of a person he was.
It was so funny. Remember when Joe like choked him and he's like, yes, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah, he thought he was getting into character. He was like, hell yeah, do it. But,
God, I can't. That show was a roller coaster.
What did you think about Joe's mom?
Honestly, like, she was horrible. And I do feel like parents really do shape their kids. As much as some kids try to not become their parents. I mean, we all try to not become our parents. But it's kind of hard because that's all you see when you're growing up, unless you're with another guardian. Yeah. he was born in a life of like violence, seeing someone who took love so like casually. So why would he not become like the way he is?
Yeah, and then also in the flashbacks of him and his mother, we learn that he killed his dad to basically save his mom. Like he shot his dad, and his mom was like, "No, you're not a bad person. You're good."
And then left him.
Yeah.
So, just things go by so easily for her. So
I hated her character.
Who do you think is worse? Love or Joe?
Joe.
You think Joe is worse?
She tried to save her brother. Not very well, but, okay, at least it was a family member, right? And then Joe was just doing it because he was trying to isolate the women that he thought he loved.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, Love wasn't trying to kill the girls around Joe. She only did Candace because it was going to ruin her plans for their future. So I don't think, maybe season 3 will be different.
She'll just kill.
Maybe she'll just start killing people,
I had to kill the milkman because, why is he bringing you milk? I can bring you milk.
I can just go to the grocery store, okay? I'm fine.
Someone said that I'm reading the Rotten Tomatoes.
First one.
Pitch media. That's what I'm going to read. By Evette Dion on Rotten Tomatoes. She said that nothing in season 2 changed except for Joe's zip code.
No, just nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
But Joe's zip code.
I like how she put Joe in because, sometimes will. So I agree.
It makes me so frustrated that Joe genuinely believes that his killings are justified.
But that's how murderers think. They try
Not all murders, I'm just kidding.
They try to justify what they've done. Most.
He's like, I'll never kill again. Stab.
You know how the Zodiac killer recently was found out to be like some Californian?
Yeah.
First of all, Californian?
Some basic bitch, too.
Did you hear that he was a Gaga stan?
I didn't know. That's really weird.
He, on Metacritic left, it was a review for her single Perfect Illusion. No, for the album that came after Perfect Illusion. And he wrote, "A national treasure like myself." Isn't it kind of crazy that there are serial killers? And just like in You, there's Joe, who do these horrible things, but live as normally as possible.
And a long time, too. He lived a long life.
Yeah. He died in 2018.
Rip.
And he was also in prison for something else and got out. How do you live with that? Same for Joe. How do you live knowing that you did that? I think that's why I hate this show. Because I hate that I'm not satisfied with him getting taken down.
Well, season 3 is coming.
But you know what? Low key, when he was in that cage with Delilah, with her dead body, she was like, And Candace was like, I'm going to bring Love over here. And I didn't suspect that Love was a bad character yet. When that was going on, a part of me is like, I don't want her to see this. I really don't want her to see what he is. Even with Beck. I didn't want Beck to figure it out because it's like, God damn it.
Gross.
It is. I know they have to eventually figure out, but I just wish he wasn't a bad person. Because he could be a good person, but there's just something in him that has to kill.
That has to keep killing because he's a fucking murderer. He can't stop. For me, I really didn't want Love to see it either because I was afraid that she would be hella traumatized. I don't know.
No.
But, there's people who hated the fact that she was revealed to be also a psycho because they were like, I want a strong female lead and I don't want her to be psychotic.
But she is. And she's obsessed with Joe.
I don't get why.
Unless, it's funny, Joe's looking at the neighbor on the left and she's on the right hello.
She's like, oh my God, who is that?
I know, they tag team.
Oh my God. No, because then Joe would be like, I need to save her from you.
Yeah. I can't. I'm so angry that he's just repeating the same mistake. I don't think that's a good show, this is gonna get old real quick. Am I gonna see him go through 40 girls and he's gonna be like, I'm not a killer, I'm just a lover, it's different.
Nothing but a lover. I just love really hard.
I love too much. Do you think shows that show serial killers like this that aren't real serial killers, what do you feel about them? Like, how do you feel that a show is like kind of trying to put us in the mind of a serial killer?
I don't mind that because, you know, I love my boy Edgar Allan Poe, and he had that one short story where, God, which one was it? Oh my God, hold on, pause.
Yeah, go ahead and just pull up your bookmarks, your faves. I think it's pretty interesting. Like, there's a part of me that doesn't like it. I just don't like when they try to make me sympathize with the character.
The Telltale Heart. The Telltale Heart was basically from what I remember, because it's been so long that I've read it, there was a murderer who hid the body behind like the wall, and he was super paranoid about it, but we were in his mind, so we would basically feel all of his anxieties over it. And then I think some police officers came over for some reason. They were just maybe asking him questions about this person. And he was like, oh my God, they hear it. They hear it. And I think he even heard scratching in the wall and everything. So he was super paranoid. So I don't mind shows or books or movies that try to get us in the mindset of a serial killer, because I think it is interesting. Like, what is the trigger? Like, what makes people want to cross that line? Because, okay, kind of on topic, but you know how with the Joker, his line is all it takes is one bad day?
Yeah.
I disagree. I think I've had a lot of bad days. And, you know, it's not, I don't think that all it takes is a bad day. I think it takes a lot more than that.
I think what he means, though, because I kind of agree with that, that sometimes the person who does it or will become a killer is triggered by one thing. And it might be later it grows and grows until, you know, a bad day continues.
Like festers.
Yeah. I do think, because that happened to Joe. It literally just took a bad day where his dad, you know, went a little too crazy. And he was like,
I'll
go crazy back.
Go crazy back. No, he was trying to save his mom.
But it does take a bad day to create
It was a regular day.
It was like a medium day. You know?
It was a basic Tuesday. His dad was always going wild on his mom.
Do you think if you knew Joe as a person,
oh God,
like you went to college with him,
scared,
would you? And you figured out he did this, but you figured it out like you're in lit class together, and you see him like Googling, like you're behind him, and he's just like with his phone, and you're like, you know, a little chismosa, and you just see him Googling like how to get rid of a body, and then he looks up like. He's just looking up like, Henderson's like Facebook, and he's like, "Oh gosh, I feel so bad." You know, and he's just, you know, shadow boxing or shadow knife fight
training.
Yeah, you know, and you're just kind of like, this guy's a fucking murderer. But you're good friends with him. He like lent you a pencil once, and you know he's like really nice. Sometimes you'll edit each other's work. How would you feel about someone you knew personally? Probably close to. You're close to. Not close enough for him to like, you know,
tell me.
Yeah. Or hurt you, but close enough to understand what type of person he is. Can you justify what he's doing?
No.
But then if you think about it, actual Will justified it.
I think Will, listen, Will, he wasn't exactly right in the head either.
No.
But he wasn't a murderer.
No.
I think that Will just really wanted to get back to his fiance, and he was like, I don't care what you do, bro. I literally don't care. I don't care, because it doesn't interfere with my life as long as you let me go. And I think some people are like that as long as it doesn't intervene with me.
Would you be like that? Would we meet at Subway and you're like, oh my God, you know Joe from class? Joe Will? The guy who changed his name half semester? He's kind of crazy.
He's a little psycho.
He's like looking up how to like get rid of dead bodies. And then I'm just like, oh my God.
Me too. No, I don't know how I would react, to be honest. Like, I literally have no idea.
I don't think I've ever, not getting too dark, I don't think I've ever met someone who's been violent, who I've been close to.
No, same.
Who's outwardly violent.
I mean, knock on wood. I don't think I have either, or at least no one that comes to mind, you know?
You know how sometimes they say that when you're a kid, if you find pleasure in like killing things, that's like a sign that, you know, probably something is not right with you.
Yeah.
What would you do if your child was Joe? And it's like, Mom, it's just those rabbits really, they like really do something.
I would throw the child away.
The whole child.
The whole child. Next.
It's crazy. Like, what do you do to help that? Take them to therapy? But I don't know.
Or is it going to turn into Dexter where it's like, you know, you just can't control it. It's in there.
Little Jimmy, you can kill on Thursdays.
So that's it, okay?
Just do it on Thursdays, please. That's the day I have off. It's my short day at work. I can come home and I can help you. I can, mommy Sunday.
Oh, God, no.
But I don't know. It's crazy. I just feel... Oh my God. I was about to say I feel bad for Joe. I kind of do, though, because it's like...
Well, there's nothing wrong with feeling bad for him because he did have a rough childhood, but it doesn't, you know, warrant his murders.
You know what's crazy? If I was Beck in season 1... I know we're talking about season 2, but if I was Beck in season 1, I would have pretended for a really long time to be into him.
Me too.
Probably for like a day or two.
Me too.
Enough for him to trust me to go off on my own.
Same.
And then I can tell someone.
I'd run off too.
But what if he was like, oh my gosh, you are okay with it? Let's go kill our first person together. Oh, you know what? I just had tuna and, you know, I can't kill after I eat tuna.
So maybe like give it a couple of hours and then we'll go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, well, he can do that with love, so.
Now they can. Oh.
Did you see the trailer for season 3?
No.
Oh.
Should we watch it?
Well, that child traumatized.
Damn. You want to know something? I hate that I'm about to say this. I'm kind of looking forward to season 3.
Doesn't it look really good?
I hate this. I don't want to like this show. Why are you making me like it?
It looks so good.
You're forcing me.
Britney Spears is in the freaking soundtrack.
I still believe. Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
Oh, why are you making me this? I don't want to like this. I don't like this type of show.
But you do, though. You have, like, this sort of show.
I just want to, like, say this public apology for hating on this show.
This is our apology.
The show's actually not that bad. I know I called it trash TV.
You did?
Oh. I must have thought it, but now it's out. So, okay, now I want to apologize for calling it trash TV just a second there. You know, I did say it for any of you who were listening. You know what's interesting about this show?
What?
The dynamic that now he has to deal with. You're right. Seeing another person trying to justify murder. Uh-huh. Oh my God. The fact that they murder together.
Kind of goals. Whoa, we said that at the same time.
I hate it. I hate it.
I'm so excited.
I am too, I guess. I'll watch it with you.
I guess.
I'm going to wait until midnight and like binge it and show up to work the next day. Like,
season 3.
Fuck me up. Oh my God.
So, according to the trailer, it seems like they're going to be murdering together.
You know what's crazy?
What?
That like a show like this is getting or garnering such an audience, while a show like 13 Reasons Why, which did have an audience, people outwardly hate a lot more. At least I feel like they do. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, why am I going to like root for people doing bad things?
But 13 Reasons Why was a little different.
How? How? Make me hate it. Go. I'm just kidding.
This is not a 13 Reasons Why episode, but the only thing that I'll say about it was I don't like the fact that Hannah Baker created a whole set of tapes because she wanted people to feel bad for things that they've done to her.
Well, people are out of, not in the right state of mind.
You know. I don't care. I don't like Hannah Baker. When I was in middle school, because
what?
We'll talk about this later. When I was in middle school, I really liked 13 Reasons Why, but that was because I did think that people should feel responsible for the way that I feel. But now I'm more like, you know what? I should be responsible for how I feel. So I'm not down.
Wow, look at that character growth.
Thank you. People would disagree, though, and it's fine.
Yeah, I like that trailer.
I really liked it, too. I was so excited when I saw it. I sent it to people that I haven't talked to in a while. I was like, damn, did you see this?
You were my teacher in 3rd grade, but I just really felt like you would like you. So, like how Joe likes love, but loves love. Thank you. And she's like, Yajaira.
What? Oh, what I wanted to say was people assumed before this trailer was released, and I think it was like in the ending of season 2. Once people were talking about it, and I was actually around, like, looking for it, people thought that he was looking at his mom. Like, people thought that the neighbor was going to turn out to be the mom.
Ew.
No, but you know what I mean?
No, I get it. But no, just like another love interest.
Another basic ass love interest.
What if Beck is back?
You know what's interesting?
Beck is back. You know?
You know what's interesting?
What?
Joe doesn't have a type. You know, he dated a redhead, a blonde, a brunette. Yeah.
It's crazy, too. I like that line he says. I know, like, that's such a strong
You
word.
like?
I like the line he says where it's like, you don't really think about what happens after boy meets girl.
Yeah.
And it cuts to like, it's a boy meets world. No, but like.
No, boy gets the girl.
Yeah, because it's funny because he does these horrible things trying to live that fantasy of finding the one, but didn't really think what would happen next. I think he just likes the chase.
Yeah, me too. Because now that he's settled, he hates it.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, even though Love and Joe had those moments of like, we're a team, you can tell that they have fucking like knives in the back of their, like behind them, you know, just holding on to a knife and just waiting. And
then burying the body at the end. It was just kind of like, oh, wait, are you doing the dishes when we get home? You know,
who's cooking tonight? Because you know what? I'm not hungry.
It's funny, that scene where he was with his baby and he's like, what are you turning me into? And that baby's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know who you are.
Daddy, you were already a monster. I hate to tell you this.
I've been alive for 14 days and you're bringing me into your drama? No, thank you.
Yeah, because he's really resentful to Love for whatever reason, for being also a murderer, I guess. Mm-hmm. You know, you kill one person and all of a sudden...
You're a murderer? No. When you say murder of crows, it's a lot of them. I've only killed one. I'm a killer. Get it right.
Killer. That's it. But, well, do you have anything else to whine about?
I just want to say that I do want to apologize for accidentally liking this show during the wine and read. I'm like so upset with myself. Like I'm gonna go like
she had an epiphany.
I'm gonna go shadow box in the bathroom. Like shadow box my demons. I hate it.
Okay, so if you didn't see our review of season 1, Cheli rated it a 0.5 out of 5.
You know, before we started talking, before you showed me that season 3, I was going to give this another 0.5. Like I was
literally said
it was more enjoyable. Yes, but
how can you rate something the same thing if you say it's more enjoyable?
Okay, fine. You go first.
7.
You go first.
You're like, I would give it a 0.7.
I want to think about it. Go ahead. What do you rate this? Season 2 of You.
I'm a little biased, though, because I love love.
Okay, well, go ahead. Your opinion. You can say your opinion, even if it's wrong. It's fine.
You can say your opinion, even if I'm going to hella judge you for it. I would give season 2 of You a 4 out of 5. Sorry, Cheli. Is this going to cause a rift in our relationship?
We've consumed so much things together that should have caused a rift. But we stick true.
You know what?
Stick to each other.
We've already agreed that, you know, we're not going to fight about anything that is said in the podcast.
Yeah. And we don't.
We don't.
After this, you know, we're probably going to watch You season 2 again.
No, we're not.
I think I would rate this. Maybe. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you look like you're struggling.
I think a 2.5.
Okay.
Only because I do want to see how it ends now. I didn't in season 1. I could have watched season 1 and never picked up this show again. But now watching season 2, I still could have not picked up the show. Maybe after that trailer, I'm like, fuck, god damn it. I'm in it now.
I just want to see how it ends. And I swear to God, if love does not kill Joe at the end of season 3, I'm going to be pissed.
I hella hated on... Was it? No, it was you who were like, Millie Bobby Brown, why are you thinking like this?
No, you.
Me?
You brought up Millie. You brought up... I didn't even know.
Sorry, Millie.
I didn't know that Millie Bobby Brown made a comment about you. And she... If you didn't see the first episode, I guess she thought that Joe really did love Beck. She could have changed her mind.
Maybe she hadn't watched the last episode and then she was like, oh. How do you delete a tweet from a mind? Like, I can't.
How do you scrape this off the internet? Is that going to be you? Is that what you're saying? Maybe he does love her.
Oh my God, we're going to do like a wine and read for season 3, but I'm just going to be drinking like hot chocolate and being like, yes, this is it. This is art.
Because it's love.
Good job, person who made this show. You got me.
I'm finally in 2 seasons later.
I just want to say thank you to the people who are watching this on YouTube. Thank you for looking at our faces. If you want to leave a YouTube comment, that helps because you know what? I mean, it makes me feel a little better in these trying times. If you want to hit that notification bell to be notified when we post, it helps with analytics, meaning that it helps us get views, garner views. Mm-hmm. That would be great. I figured out what analytics means. I Googled it. If you are listening to us in audio format, like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, the Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone.
We're our own language. Thank you. It really helps when you leave a comment. The way that you're most promoted is through word of mouth too. So if you just want to tell someone to listen to these 2 girls semi-hate you and then end up falling in love with it, go ahead. And thank you so much for watching. Do you have anything to say?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you for watching and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.